Good morning, everyone. It's Ripcow. We're doing some more Pokemon SoulSilver Nuzlocking, and we have just finished obtaining Lugia. We've got our legendary, and we are ready to take on the Elite Four. But first, we have to get there. So, we've got our team lined up here. Kylo, Clayton, NBZ, Lucky, Scent, and Stormy. This team is crafted mostly for dealing with the rivals team. And I just realized I may want to actually switch up. Would be good for that. We'll, actually, I don't know. We'll just lead with MBZ. It shouldn't be too big of an issue, but we are going to be doing some catching on the way. And the things that we can catch, I realized, are Doduo and Ponyta, and we had a bug type in front. Bug fighting, even. Part of me doesn't want to burn the super repel here, but I feel like we may as well. Okay, so this gets us to 27. No trainers. I'm a little surprised. Hey! You know what you just did? You've taken your first step into Kanto. Check your Pokegear map and see. Okay, so it's gonna show us... I was trying to do this at the end of the last video. And apparently now it has started expanding. So here's Route 27, which goes on for a little while. And then we're gonna have 26, Victory Road, and Indigo Plateau. That's where we're heading. Cool. So this must be that's Tojo Falls. Do I have a note for this? I don't have a note for this. I think we're coming back here later. And by that I mean... Oh wait, no, we can just keep going. I've started to get... Oh, we do have to go through Tojo Falls. Okay. I did not realize that. Hopefully the encounter there isn't required. I think that's something we do later. Like post Elite Four. But I also wasn't planning on catching anything here. So I wasn't really paying attention to that as far as what options we had and such. I guess I'll leave it open. Like, I'm not going to turn our repels on just because we'll just take our chances. At this point, we have a good team. We have a lot of good team members. I finally started figuring out how to take on a few of the problems that I was running into while planning for the Elite Four. Namely, Lance was the one I was having the most problem with. But part of it was just getting everything to work together. And I felt like... I do feel like our session last time, during the last week. There's our second moonstone. There is a cave there. I think this just goes deeper, or is this actually... There's some Pokemon that can be obtained through Rock Smash, and you can get some items, so... Again, we don't have an encounter for this location. Might as well. This is when it catches me off guard, right? Okay, this should take us back to Route 27. Trainer? Okay. Starting to get some trainers. The last thing we fought was 38, and our upcoming rival fight gets between 36 and 40. So 32 seems a little low for where we're at, but I'm guessing that they're gonna have the 3 Kanto starters, which we're going to wreck. Oh, it's just Bulbasaur variations. So we've got Ice Fang. I believe, yeah, I've got MBZ has the Choice Scarf. So we are literally really stuck on Ice Fang, which I was not thinking about before. I was worrying a lot about the rival fight until I realized how few of their Pokemon were actually evolved. Which we'll get to, but I mean, they've got Golbat, unevolved. Okay, not gonna complain. Sandstorm. But yeah, the rival has Golbat, so they never evolved into Crobat. Magneton, which this game does not have Magnezone as an evolution. It only has it programmed into the game, but doesn't have the way to evolve it. So in order to get that, you do have to in order to get it, you have to trade it to Diamond Pearl, I believe. Let's go ahead and just knock this out. We are looking for either a Doduo or a Ponyta. It should be a 50% chance. There we go. Honestly, we're probably not going to be using this Doduo. Bug, and there isn't another Bug or Fighting Gym. We just have some representation in the Elite Four. And we've already got like Spearow and... Or we've got Fearow, we've got Pidgeotto, and we've got one more. Is that it? Are those our 2 flyers? I mean, we also have Lugia. I suppose there is that. This is a very long route. So now that we've caught our Pokemon for this route, I'm going to go ahead and burn a Repel. More for expediency than anything. We have our water pool character with us, so figure it's worth checking what this is. Is this literally just we could have skipped that part? It is. There's a lot of people on this route. I was not expecting that. Oh boy, Growlithe. Speaking of Nidoqueens, or Nidorenas into Nidoqueens, I am very excited to actually start using our Nidoqueen soonish. One of the big things with Nidoqueen that holds it back is always its moveset. And I feel like we're going to be... Let's see how this does. I know that there are a few TMs coming up, and I haven't 100% committed to using them on Nidoqueen, because, well, let's be fair here. Earthquake is good. Earthquake is good on everyone. Earthquake would be great on MBZ, for starters. We've also just picked up we also just picked up, you know, 2 physical dragon types. So there's that. As far as Earthquake candidates go, we're going to be getting Rhyhorn, who learns it naturally, I believe. I think Golem does, so we should be good there. We'll do a couple bites. The level cap currently is 50. I am choosing not to over level at this point. So level caps usually go by the next gym leader. Our next gym leader is the end of the Elite Four. So there's a lot of these trainer fights that are kind of tiered out throughout this section. So it feels rude to just max out the characters before we fight the rival even. Speaking of Magneton evolving, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, how you have to trade. The concession that I came up with for this, since obviously I don't have a cartridge to transfer to right now, so the concession is that once I unlock the national decks, so when I beat the Elite Four the first time and get to start the Kanto gyms, that's when I'm going to evolve the ones that don't evolve in this game, basically, but are programmed into it and are allowed to be in this game still. Let me make sure, yeah. First try Ponyta? Nope. NBZ just sitting here eating Pokemon like they're the competition in Wheel of Struggle. If you know, you know. I'm not sure what this is, but okay. We take pride in serving. When trainers talk to you, give them something useful. Love, Monica. Oh, okay. So these are a group of siblings that will give you special items if you approach them on certain days. I think this is actually the end. So Ponyta here should be a 20% catch or 20% find. So 80% dupes, 20% Ponyta. Just realized that I got really distracted when I was talking about the rival fight earlier. So I meant, because I talked about Golbat and Magneton not being evolved, I didn't get to the two that I was really concerned about. Because those are huge boosts. Like, Golbat to Crobat is a big difference. Magneton to Magnezone is a pretty big difference. But the two that I was really concerned about were Haunter and Kadabra. I was looking at the list and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I have that can outspeed you know, those Pokemon? They're so strong and so fast. We'll do the naming after this. I'm hoping this is a rest stop. Perfect. Yeah, I was afraid we were dealing with an Alakazam there, and like that really fast, strong Pokemon, and then I realized it was Haunter and Kadabra, and I felt a lot better. They are the reason we've got MBZ here. That's actually a little scary. I don't have a ton of good Pokemon for this. Let's go into Accent. Just be really clear here. Accent is very strong. Accent is not the fastest Pokemon, but just raw power using a stab move, pretty solid. That was actually one of my other things I was thinking about as I was looking at the options going into the Elite Four. Was I still have the TM for return that I haven't used yet. And I was like, I could give that to one of our normal types. I was looking through for all the options, and just see if they can just run over, see how much of it they can run over. I don't think it would actually work as well as I was thinking, but it was something that I found interesting, at least. They could probably get through the first, maybe the first gym. Yeah, they'd only be able to get through the first member of the Elite Four, effectively. Because at that point it goes into... They'd be able to get up to Fortress, is basically where it would cut off. Where Return suddenly stops being quite as good there. And the fighting section would just be rough. But... what's the thought? I was also dissuaded by the fact that I did not have access to Choice Band. We only have Choice Specs and Scarf for some reason. I was looking around and I was like, okay, well, they put these two in the game. They've got to have put Choice Band in the game too. Battle Frontier. You have to actually go out of your way to get it. It's like post-game only. Okay. I would like NBZ to stop getting levels. So I may switch out our front runner here. We gotta be getting close. Okay, so these are all required. Let's go ahead and put Kylo in front. Kylo is going to be leading for the rival fight as well. Let's see, do we have a paralyzed heal? We're down to 2, but we still have some we do still have a bunch of full heals and I think some full restores as well. Which I do need to do before we actually enter the Elite Four. Because we need to be able to heal up between fights. Let's just be very clear here. Kylo, Heracross is awesome. We haven't had a ton of opportunity because some of the Pokemon types they are best against weren't coming up, you know, after we got them finally. Almost got a kill off that. So while these teams are ultimately subject to kind of the same problems we see in most regular mainline Pokemon games of they're too low level, they're only 3 members on the team, and they are in this case they are at least involved. despite that, I feel like this does a good job of showing you how to put together a Pokemon team, which is honestly refreshing. Most of these teams that we've been dealing with have had very good balance. Like, I haven't just been able to, okay, with the exception of occasionally with MBZ, we haven't just been able to power through them with one Pokemon. And I mean, yes, Gyarados is sometimes the exception to the rule, because it has awesome typing. If it actually had moves for its typing all the time, like there, right there. So that we got baited into a situation with where our so they have a fire type, we bring in a water type to counter it, and their response is to, or they have an electric type in the back. Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, we'll switch again. That's really annoying. It doesn't power up their moves twice, but it does raise their special defense twice. And I was planning on using special attacks here with Giga Drain. Let's see how much this does. If it doesn't do much, we'll switch. That's reasonable. It's doing about a quarter. Quick Claw, we get to go first. Clayton is wearing our Quick Claw because Clayton is slow. I could have gone Miracle Seed, but it just felt like it was okay. Only trainers who have proven themselves. There's the 8 badges. And we get to start Victory Road. Now, it's my understanding that there are no further trainers on Victory Road. So once we get our Rhyhorn, we are good to put repels back up and not worry about it. But we're probably not going to get that opportunity. Honestly, there is a part of me that was tempted to. You know what? I think I will. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna repel. And the reason I'm doing this instead of going for our Rhyhorn is because after doing that review where I realized I couldn't really use the Rhyhorn, I couldn't evolve it into Rhyperior until later. That made me go, okay, well then we should probably hold off. And it's a 5% chance. We're gonna have to fight most of the fights. We're probably gonna have to grind it anyway. So I'll just go ahead and maybe we can do it after the Elite Four. Or we could even come back after we get Rock Climb. Lyra. What the heck? Very simple block pushing puzzle here. If you push it twice, you block off the way to this Pokeball, so you don't get that second full restore. I'm glad we're getting some full restores. I was literally just saying we needed to buy some when we got up. So, nice to have that reassurance. I don't think there's a reason to take that one right now. I'm slightly disappointed by this lack of TMs. They're supposed to, I mean, I assume they're still coming, but it's weird. There are... Oh, seriously? So one of these is gonna be the right way. That's probably one of them. This actually feels like it could be as well, because we could accidentally get an encounter we don't want, which I wasn't thinking about. Rock Smash is also just very plausible for getting items occasionally. There's Dark Pulse, which is one of the ones I wanted. Like I said, the other one's Earthquake. Dark Pulse and Earthquake are both great moves. Oh, okay, we are rivaling. Victory Road is at its end. Did you notice? You didn't see any trainers on the way, did you? They were all spineless. The fact that you come this far means you're not one of them. But your journey ends here. Right here, right now, I will crush you. Algo. I believe this is our last fight until very late. I think we fight him the second time we get to the Elite Four. So, Sneasel has no attacks that are strong against Kylo and is 4 times weak to fighting. That was why we start there. I knew we were going to take a hit, but like the worst thing would have been Icy Wind probably. Although we're just switching anyway. Whoops. That's a slight problem. Hello and Stormy. Feraligatr. I mean, I feel like I just have to do this, right? We should be able to take this hit. That was a lot closer than I wanted. I don't think this is gonna one-shot. Oh god, it did. Okay. Stormy, I am so glad that that ended up working out okay. Haunter. I'm not gonna risk it. We're going straight into NBZ. Haunter has a mean look, so it could trap somebody. I was literally... So, the reason I said that, my thought process was, I think it's going to use Shadow Ball. I could switch to... I could switch to a normal type so that I don't get hit by Shadow Ball, and then they will use something else and I can pivot. Okay, so for this one, we are going back to Kylo. That's a little annoying. But Spark and Magnet Bomb are both things Kylo should be able to take pretty easily. And I think this should be a one-shot. Yeah. That leaves us with Kadabra. Kadabra is almost certainly using Psybeam here. So, yeah, I think we just go NBZ. That's a little annoying. We may not be able to one-shot now. Kadabra is pretty squishy, though, and Gyarados is pretty monstrous. I couldn't win. I gave it everything I have. What you possess, and what I lack. I think I'm beginning to understand what that Dragon Tamer said. So I will say, I'm gonna find out why I can't win and become stronger. When I do, I'll challenge you. I'll beat you down with all my power. You keep at it until then. So, I do, despite everything, love the implicit story with... Oh, I just noticed that the one hiding back there. The implicit story with Algo's... There we go. I don't care now. Everything else is good. The implicit story with the Algo's Pokemon. So... Your rival in this game, the reason that you are able to beat them is because they don't evolve their Pokemon. Now, in order to evolve all of their Pokemon, you need to be able to trade Haunter and Kadabra, so you need friends. You need... Magneton's a non-starter. But Golbat is actually a friendship evolution. So, this implication to me has always been that the reason that he struggles is because he does not have friends. He's not happy. He doesn't treat his Pokemon well. And so he can't get these friendship and trade evolutions. So I guess we're just very lucky that he doesn't realize that there are a lot of other good Pokemon out there that you can just level up purely through the grind and it's fine. Okay, so with that out of the way, we have reached the Indigo Plateau, the Elite Four. Which means next time we're starting the Elite Four, and depending on how long each fight takes, finishing the Elite Four. I'm gonna take just a real quick talk about what we're getting into. The lowest level Pokemon in the Elite Four is 40. The highest is 50. We've got a Psychic Trainer. We have a Poison and Bug Trainer. We have a Fighting and Rock Trainer. And we have a Dark and Ghost Trainer. And then Lance is a Flying and Dragon type trainer. I hate the phone system in this game. So I say dragon and flying type, but all of his Pokemon basically look like dragons, let's be clear. It's Gyarados, Charizard, Aerodactyl, and 3 Dragonites. And the Dragonites have different moves, which is the worst part, because we're not going to be able to tell which is which. So, I think we've got our work cut out for us getting a team together. I need to figure out exactly the best way to run the level ups. If I want to just level everything up ahead of time, or if I want to, I think I might give myself caps based on the level of each trainer, because you should be able to use items between. So I can use rare candies to bump up all my Pokemon to the next tier each time. But I'm also not super concerned about it, because I do have some pretty good plans started for the first couple at this point. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, hopefully you've been enjoying. If you have, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.